Perched by the roadside, a state trooper spots a car crawling along at a sluggish 22 miles per hour. With a raised eyebrow, he decides to intervene, activating his lights and pulling the car over. Approaching the car, he's greeted by a cluster of 5 wide-eyed, pale-faced old ladies. The driver, clearly bewildered, asks, "Officer, what's the trouble? I was doing exactly the speed limit." The trooper grins, "Well, ma'am, you weren't exactly speeding, but sometimes being too slow can cause problems too." The driver protests, "Too slow? Sir, I was going a precise 22 miles an hour, the speed limit," pointing a road sign with a number 22 written on it. Trying not to laugh, the trooper clarifies that 22 is actually the route number, not the speed limit. Blushing a little, the driver admits her mistake and thanks him. The trooper's curiosity gets the better of him. "Are your passengers all right? They seem a bit shaken and haven't said a word." She chuckles, "They'll be fine, officer. We just hopped off Route 119. Living near the train tracks, Lily faces an odd predicament every time a train thunders by. Her newly arrived cupboard collapses. Not one to back down from a challenge, Lily rebuilds the cupboard twice, only for it to crumble as another train whizzes past. Mildly exasperated and a tad baffled, Lily dives back into the instructions, determined to master this stubborn cupboard. Yet, as if mocking her efforts, the third train brings down the cupboard again. Frustrated and fed up, Lily dials customer service. They assure her it's impossible and dispatch a fitter to investigate. The fitter, determined to crack the code, reconstructs the cupboard. Predictably, the next train arrives, and the cupboard collapses. Stumped, he decides to sit inside and unravel the mystery. Just then, Lily's husband walks in, admires the cupboard, and opens it. Unbeknownst to the fitter, he blurts out, "Believe it or not, I'm here waiting for a train." A mom visits her son for dinner who lives with a girl as a roommate. During his meal, his mother couldn't help but notice how pretty his roommate was. She had long been suspicious of a relationship between the two, and this had only made her more curious. Over the course of the evening, while watching the two interact, she started to wonder if there's more between him and his roommate. Reading his mom's thought, his son volunteered, "I know what you must be thinking, but I assure you, we are just roommates." About a week later, his roommate came to him saying, "Ever since your mother came to dinner, I've been unable to find the silver plate. You don't suppose your mother took it, do you?" He said, "Well, I doubt it, but I'll mail her just to be sure." He sat down and wrote, "Dear Mom, after your visit to me, the silver plate has been missing. I'm not saying that you did take the silver plate from my house, and I'm not saying that you don't take it, but the fact remains that it has been missing ever since you were here for dinner. Love. Your son." Several days later, he received a mail from his mother, which read, "Dear son, I'm not saying that you do sleep with your roommate, and I'm not saying that you don't sleep with her, but the fact remains that if she was sleeping in her own bed, she would have found the silver plate by now. Under her pillow. Love. Mom."